Hey y'all, I have been busy all day making videos. Can't believe I have this much energy. Well, I had a subscriber ask me if I had a recipe for fried chicken, and I had to think about that. I, I don't have a recipe written down. I watched my mother fry chicken. I watched my best friend Ramona. I watched her mother fry chicken. I fried chicken. My husband gave me his input about what he liked and didn't like and all that. So I'm going to just share what I do. Yesterday I went to the store and picked up a couple of things, and I picked up some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Now that's what I would not normally use that for fried chicken. But the chicken needs to be cooked, so I thought, well, I'll use that as an example. But if I was making fried chicken for my family, I would buy a whole chicken. I would cut it up, and when I cut the wings, I always use a Julia Child's French method. I take a little piece of the breast meat so that the chicken wing will have more meat on it and be a nice portion for somebody. And I have been soaking those chicken thighs in probably a half a cup of buttermilk and, I don't know, a fourth of a cup of Tabasco sauce. And I have mixed up some seasoning flour, probably, I don't know, 3/4 of a cup maybe. And I put in salt, a little cayenne pepper, a little Hungarian style half sharp paprika, a little poultry seasoning. I don't know if you've ever used that. I like poultry seasoning. And some black pepper and some dried parsley. I use dried parsley a lot and everything. And I wouldn't say it's a secret ingredient, but white pepper. White pepper in your seasoning flour for chicken is really good. It's got almost kind of a hot kind of smell. I don't know, but it's good in fried chicken. So I'm gonna take the chicken out of the wet bag and put it in the dry ingredients and shake it around. And I already had my oil heating up. And when I cook a whole chicken, I put the whole I cut it up, and the whole thing eventually gets put in my cast iron Dutch oven. It might seem crowded, but it's not, because when I start frying the chicken, it was a, how do you say it? Prothonotary Warbler flew right up under the eave of the house. Oh, I like bird watching. Excuse me. Okay. When I start frying the chicken, I always put the dark pieces in first. The thighs and the legs, they go in first, and I let them cook for maybe 10 minutes. And then I start putting in the wings and the breast. And last goes the backbone. And every time I cook that backbone, I think about what my mother told me, that when she was growing up, there were 7 of them, plus my grandparents and Mama, my grandmother. She would always eat the breast. Not the breast, the backbone. And I'm gonna sneeze. Guess it's the pepper. Excuse me. Anyway, yeah, my grandmother would always take the backbone so that, you know, her children could have the better parts. Okay, I got it in there. And, you know, I probably could have done with a little more flour, but I don't like to have a lot of flour left over. I guess because I used to do a lot of baking, and so I would sometimes run out of flour because I used too much flour when I was breading things. Okay, that's ready. Let's go over to the stove. Okay, let's see. Okay, it feels like it's ready. I don't use a thermometer or anything. I just feel it. It feels like it's hot enough. Okay, I'm going to throw these pieces in there. Now, when I cook a whole chicken in this Dutch oven, you know, used to I could tell you exactly how long it took, but I don't remember. It's been so long since I fried chicken. I would say maybe 45 minutes, somewhere along in there. But since these are boneless and skinless, they'll probably cook up pretty quick. I want to say 20 or 25 minutes. Let's see, what time is it? It's 3:30. Well, I'll just see how long it takes. And how much oil did I put in there? Probably half of a 32-ounce bottle. I used to buy, you know, the big bottles of oil, but like I say, I hardly ever fry anything. Let me turn the heat up just a smidgen. Okay, so I'll come back when I think they're ready. Okay, it's been almost 20 minutes. And let me look down here. I want to turn the temperature up just a little bit. My big burner doesn't work, so I have to use my small burner, which of course is going to make it not cook all over, or it doesn't cover a wide area. And I am using canola oil. And when you put your chicken in, the oil needs to be, you know, hot so that your batter will stick to it. I see some of it's come off there. But you have to remember, I've been out of practice. I'm trying to think, when was the last time I cooked fried chicken? I don't know. 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. It's been a long time. Okay, I took the chicken out. There you go. I would say that's not my best work, but it'll probably taste all right. And now, for those of you who don't make gravy or don't know how or whatever, I'll make some gravy. Just take some of your oil. That's probably, let me see. I think there's a measure on this somewhere. I was thinking this is like 6 ounces. Put just enough in the bottom of the pan to cover it. About like that. Let me move this over. And I'm not going to reuse this oil. In harder times I might have reused it, but I really don't fry anything, so it would just go to waste. Okay, now I'm going to get my grease hot again. Growing up, my mother used to, every once in a while, she would cook the chicken in bacon drippings. And oh man, that was good. Oh, it was so good. You know, because Southern cooks, and I'm sure many of them still do, keep their bacon drippings. And Mama would get enough that she could cook a whole chicken. Man, oh, you just knew it was going to be a good supper that night. Okay, let's see, I probably need to get some water. Okay, now all you need to make a gravy is fat, you know, whatever you cooked your meat in, or whether you cook sausage or bacon or pork chops, or it doesn't matter, whatever you use to fry in, that's what you use, because the oil is flavored. Okay, let me turn that down. I'm going to add a little flour. It's kind of equal parts flour to oil. Let's see. I need to buy me another gravy whisk. My mother-in-law got me one, I don't know, 25 or 30 years ago. I used that thing. I made gravy with it. I scrambled eggs. I got such use out of that thing. And then one day it just came apart. I guess I'd abused it too long. But a spoon would do fine. And as you cook this flour in this oil, grease, fat, whatever you got, you want to cook it long enough that it cooks the raw flavor out of the flour. You want it to be kind of cooked. And everybody has their own standard. When I make chicken gravy, I don't want it real browned. And you know what color your gravy's going to turn out when you see it in the pan like this. The longer you let it brown. That's how it's going to turn out. And my friend Ramona, her mother, I asked her, I said, I want to watch you make gravy. You make really good gravy. Not that my mother didn't, but so she said, the best gravy is when you get it to the point where you think it's going to burn when this flour and fat are together. That when it gets to that point, you think, oh no, it's fixing to burn. That's when you put in your liquid. Now, liquid, it can be water. You could use chicken stock, beef stock, bone broth, milk, just most any kind of liquid you want. But when I make chicken gravy, I call it, I just use water. The only gravy that I really care about having milk in is milk gravy, which my mother called it milk gravy, sawmill gravy, poor man's gravy. It was all the same gravy, but every once in a while she'd call it by a different name. Milk gravy, sawmill gravy, poor man's gravy. Okay, let me turn this up just a little bit and get it going. Yeah, you don't have to be in a hurry. Well, you could, but you know, get in a hurry and you make mistakes. Let's see, I'm gonna need to put in a little pepper and salt in that. See it getting kind of thick there. I have made gravy with oil and butter because I didn't fry up any meat, but I wanted gravy. Smoking, I'm going to turn it way down because when I put this water, let me turn this Gen Air on. It's gonna fly up. Then if you like your gravy thick, you don't put as much water. If you like your gravy thin, you add a little more water. And that's all it is to making gravy. Now some people like it to be real smooth, and some people like it with all the little bits in there. You know, I just reached in there and got some oil. It might have some bits in it, but so there you go. Brown chicken gravy. Of course, I'm not going to eat this right now. I'll just find a jar to put it in and save it. And then if you leave it sitting, you know, you get it made too early before dinner, and it gets that kind of a skin on it. It's okay. Just stir it around. It'll be fine. Okay. fried chicken and chicken gravy. All right. I think I'm gonna go rest for a little while. Y'all have a good afternoon, a good evening, and please be kind to someone. Bye.